If you're a nurse or hands-on with the daily grind of patient care, you might ask, why vote? Will anything actually help? But hang on, I'm Mike Sivier of Vox Political, and yes, the hat is back. With pay eroded in real terms, unsafe staffing levels, and mental health under strain, your vote is one of the few tools you still hold to demand real change. But why bother voting when it seems like none of the parties have your back and promises get broken every election? If that sounds like your thoughts, you need this. Whether you're already a nurse or about to become one, the support you get or don't get from the state will shape your future in a massive way. So let's dig into what the parties are promising and what they're actually doing. Welcome to Ballot Box Bingo, the Nurses Edition. First, let's ask what nurses care about, because that matters. Here's what's topping the Royal College of Nursing agenda and why it should matter to any nurse right now. Firstly, we have fair pay even, and real terms restoration. 3.6% is barely scratching the surface. Many voted it down as grotesque. Then safe staffing and anti-corridor care. Overworked staff are a patient safety issue. Then training bursaries and growth for student nurses and career progression. Mental health resilience and burnout support. Long-term workforce planning that stops people from quitting. Quit rates are up by 43% over the last 10 years. And finally, NHS funding and resistance to privatisation. Now let's look at the political parties, what they say set against what they do. The Conservatives, who are more or less the opposition, say we'll fix staffing, build hospitals, recruit 92,000 nurses and restore morale. And what have they done? Painfully little. Pay rises lag behind inflation, nurses have rejected the 3.6% rise, strikes and corridor care remain a crisis. The Ballot Box Bingo insight is lots of talk, few real ticks. Labour, the current government, they say they'll give a 5 to 7% public sector pay deal, workforce expansion and rebuild hospitals. And what are they doing? Real rises so far fall short of what's needed, and reforms to address nursing shortages remain patchy amid rising quit rates. The Ballot Box Bingo insight is that the promises look stronger, but the outcomes still leave gaps. What do the Liberal Democrats say? They support nurses through NHS funding and pushing for safe staffing in their manifesto. And what have they done? Well, their seat at the coalition table had limited influence, and their track record is mixed. Ballot Box Bingo insight here is that they sound nice, but their muscle is unproven. The Greens. What they say is they'll give a massive NHS investment, think £50 billion, immediate pay boosts, and they will end privatisation. But they're mainly a campaigning group. They have never been in power. So the Ballot Box Bingo insight here is that their heart is in the right place. They tick all the right boxes for now. Your party. What they say is they are anti-austerity, pro-nationalisation, and they want massive NHS reinvestment. And what they're doing, well, they are starting strong. They're not elected yet, but they play hard on left-wing solidarity. The Ballot Box Bingo insight here is that these are bold ticks from a party that is still setting up. Plaid Cymru say they are standing up to keep the NHS fully funded. They want better pay in Wales and safe staffing. And campaigning in devolved institutions is working. They have a tangible regional policy. The insight here is there is a strong tick for Welsh nurses. They're less visible elsewhere. Scottish National Party. Scottish NHS remains publicly funded and politically protected. They have kept tuition fees low. The NHS deprioritises privatisation. Scotland accepted an 8% nurse pay deal against 3.6% offered in England and rejected. So Scots get good ticks, but challenges persist. Now the Northern Irish parties, Sinn Féin, DUP, SDLP, the Alliance and UUP, have mixed messages. Some push nurse support strongly, others remain vague. Health is devolved, and pay and budget moves depend on fragile assemblies, so progress is patchy. The insight here is that these are not UK-wide players, but they're still relevant where health policy is devolved. So now let's take a look at the Ballot Box Bingo Nurse Priorities Scorecard. The verdict here is that nursing is under pressure, and the 3.6% pay rise that nurses voted down reflects it. Morale, safety, staff retention and respect remain critical. The Greens, your party, SNP and Plaid offer the most complete proposals, but Labour is in power, and promises matter too. Whoever you vote for, make it count. This is one profession that saves us. Maybe we should save it back. I've been Mike Sivyer, and this has been Ballot Box Bingo. Now it's time to buy me a coffee. It means donating cash to help keep Vox Political alive. Donate more than £20 and I'll give you a free copy of my reissued first book, Strong Words and Hard Times. A new book is on its way soon. Subscribe to the video mailing list, like and comment on this video clip, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you do all that, you'll be helping keep this channel alive, and then you'll be able to see me in the next episode of Ballot Box Bingo.